up, grade 7s? I'm back. Got this fancy new mic. Hello. I'm borrowing from Mr. Sandal so I can make this video with super nice sound. It doesn't sound like butts like normal. So hopefully this makes an improvement. So we've got some work to do. So let's hop to it. Get your books out. Get your instruments. You should have your instrument out already. If you don't, then oh well. Get it out. I believe we ended on 94 in the book last time, so we're going to pick it up from there. I'm going to move this mic so it's not in the way of me. Ah! That should do. And so we're actually going to start on page 24, and then we're going to go back to 43. We're going to start on number 87. Make some noise real quick. And we're going to start on number 87. We're going to do the chop builders. Okay. Just as a quick warm-up, okay? So we're doing our chromatic fingerings. Make sure you remember the fingerings for these notes. And all smooth and slurred, okay? Oh, right. Metronome. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So just a simple little slurring exercise to get our lips ready to go, and then we're going to move back to page 43 for our proper warm-ups. Okay. Now a little disclaimer, if you're having trouble with the stuff that we're doing at this point, that's okay. Just maybe go back, work on the previous videos. If you're just joining us, you shouldn't be on this video. You should be going to the beginning and working your way through each one. And don't skip stuff. Don't go to one piece and go, oh, that one that Mr. Larden just worked on seems kind of hard, I don't want to do it. Nope, you don't get to move forward until you work on it. You got to do all of it, okay? You don't move on to the next thing until you are ready, okay? So, we're going to do number 43, or on page 43, number 1, which is the B-flat concert major scales, arpeggios, and thirds, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We will move on to our chromatic scale. It's bottom. Make sure you know all your fingerings or write them in if you need to. You should have already done that though. Okay, so chromatic scale. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. page 24, okay? And I actually want to do number 89. Actually, no. We're gonna write on 94, which is the tone builder warm up, on page 25. Okay, so at this point we're working with 3 different key signatures. We've got concert B flat major, concert F, and concert E flat. And officially they're different depending on what instrument you play, but that's the concert major term. So in this case, this one is in E flat major, right? So trumpets, clarinets, you guys have got a B flat. Altos are going to have F natural, and trombones and flutes and other concert pitch instruments are going to have A flat in there. So always check your key signature, okay? Sharps and flats are not optional. All right, here we go. Number 94. Nice, beautiful tone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You know, there's something wonderful about the flugelhorn. It's like all the softness of the tuba in a nice little singing instrument. And we're going to actually move on to number 95. We're going to do the concert E flat major scale. We're going to try it out because we're crazy. And after we do that, then in future videos, we will actually do the concert E flat major scale warm up as well. Whoa! Okay, so we're going to skip the chords. Actually, you know what? I'm going to check something. Let me see what they have in the clarinet book, the alto book, or the flute book. I'm just curious now. 94. Well, I think in everybody's book, you guys are going to have at least a high part or a low part. So here's what I propose. We will do the chords. Pick either the low part or the high part. It's up to you. And you will probably be in harmony with me. You might end up playing the same parts as me. I don't know what's going to happen. It's meant to be played by the whole band. Okay? I'm going to play the high part in the trumpet part. Okay. Here we go. Concert E flat major scale. All tongues, remember. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, it's really important that we learn as musicians how to play in different keys. It's kind of like, it's almost like how in math you need to be able to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You need to be able to do those like core skills. And in music, we have to be able to play in different keys because, well, there isn't just one key, there's 12. 12 major keys. There's 12 major keys, 12 minor keys, which are technically the same thing, just slightly in a different spot. And there's modes, there's lots of different variations of keys. And you got to be able to play those keys effectively. Now, granted, in band, we very rarely will be playing in the key of, say, B major, or C sharp major, or F sharp major. Well, that one a little, maybe I shouldn't say, but they're not very common keys. I mean, usually we're in B flat, F, C, A flat, E flat, a lot of flat keys. But you got to be able to play. When I was in university, we had to be able to play any scale, like on the fly. And so when I would walk around, I would play my major scales on the side of my thumb. Right. E major and D major are my least favorites. D major is not fun on a 3-valve instrument. Let's pretty much keep your middle finger down the whole time. Don't like that key. Anyways, you got to be able to play every single key. And the more we play, and the more you get used to them, the more wide variety of music you can actually pick from and play from. Okay. So we're gonna try number 96. Okay. Now I like this one because it's quite simple. It looks a little more complicated than it really is, but it's not that bad. So first of all, it is fast because it's allegro. And you'll notice that the first bar has only 3 quarter notes. That's because it is a 3 quarter note pickup. So it's longer than our 1 beat pickup. So in this case, I would actually give you a bar and 1 because you play on beat 2, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? So you got 3 quarter notes. Ba, bum, bum, 1, 2. And this is When the Saints Go Marching In. It's one of the most famous folk songs ever. It's one of the core songs or pieces that we use when we're learning about like New Orleans style jazz, right? Of course, we're not going to play it like that, but we're going to play it straight time. And we've got whole notes and dotted half notes tied to quarter notes, right? So we've got 5 beat holds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Bum, bum, bum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Ba, 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 bum, bum, bum. Okay? So I'm going to play it a little slower, and then we'll do it at the full tempo. I'm only going to play up to this first ending at this tempo, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That pickup again at the end of the first ending that leads right back to the beginning again, right? So now we're going to do it at the full tempo, okay? Don't forget your key signature, okay? Here we go. So I'm going to do the whole thing with the repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Now, that one feels quite long if you're playing it at that tempo. That's because if we were playing this at the tempo you would be playing it in like New Orleans, it would be like it'd be very quick, right? So it wouldn't feel so long. So give that one a whirl and have some fun with that. You want a little bit of a challenge? Try and jazz it up. Change it up a little bit, right? Change up the rhythm. Mess around with it. Make it yours. That's what jazz is all about. And I'm going to do one more just to give you guys a little more challenge, okay? So this next one is called Musette, and it is a Bach piece. And it's surprisingly tough, for especially I think for beginners. So in this case we have staccatos. Now we've talked about staccato, but I want to clarify a few things, okay? Specifically what staccato means is detached. It doesn't necessarily mean as short as possible. Sometimes that's what the conductor might ask for, sometimes that might be what I ask for. But officially what it means is a detached note. Because when we normally play, we play with an unbroken airflow, right? And we play do, 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 right? Right? Do, do, and we just use our tongue. That would be normal, like, notes. But when we play staccato, we want to kind of, we don't cut our air off with our tongue. We don't go like da, or like da, right? It's just da. You kind of stop your air, right? There's a lot of abdominal muscles, and you want to add a little space between the notes. Right? That would be like staccato, as opposed to right? Staccato. And now, most of the time when we see staccato, it's on quarter notes and eighth notes. But you can have a staccato on a whole note. You can have it on a half note. And that just means you need to add a little space between them. So for example, this would be staccato half notes with the metronome. Here's normal. I put that little space between them, right? And the easiest way to kind of get a nice sounding staccato note is to use your stomach muscles, your abdominal muscles, right? If you're having trouble with that, join me for fresh air at 10:30 every day during the week. It'll help. So like here's a B flat concert scale normal and then staccato. You notice that I didn't actually go dit, right? Okay. Now sometimes you might characteristically you might need that for staccato, but usually that's not what we want. We don't want dit. We want pa, right? And then kind of let the air. I like to imagine each staccato you pa, you make your sound, and then you imagine it kind of floating away from you. Pa, 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 pa. Right? Like throwing paper airplanes. Okay? So this is musette. This is a slower tempo, and then I'm gonna do it at the faster tempo, okay? 1, 2, 3. Now there's a lot going on in this one, okay? We start on a half note, and it's piano too. And then we slur, tongue, tongue, ta, slur, tongue, tongue, da, slur, tongue, tongue, slur, ta, di, da, da, ta. Okay? And the tongued eighth notes should be different than the staccato notes, right? Another way to think about like a staccato, like almost imagine like a staccato quarter being like an eighth note followed by an eighth note rest in that same space as a quarter note, right? So you got to make sure you can't slur through all those eighth notes, right? You can't just go ta da, because that's not what's written. It's ta 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 ta. You got to tongue those, okay? So I'm going to move this up to the full speed. If you can't play it at this speed, then just do it up what tempo you can. 1, 2, 3. So that one will probably be challenging for you guys. I expect most of you to have some trouble with that. But it's within your playability. You guys just got to work at it, and you should be able to get it. If you want to push yourself, feel free to try and get through the rest of the page. We're going to get into some interesting and complicated stuff in this book, stuff that's going to challenge you guys. So use these videos. They will help. Push yourselves. I think, honestly, this is an opportunity for some of you, and most of you, honestly, to grow a ton as musicians. So I'll see you guys next week. Tune in for some fresh air. Miss you guys. Bye-bye.